We have 11 amazing restaurants featuring a wide variety for every price range and appetite. South Point's Garden Buffet has something for everyone at unbeatable prices. Or, if hunger strikes in the middle of the night, join us at Coronado Cafe. The American menu offers breakfast, lunch, or dinner 24 hours a day, plus a Chinese kitchen for authentic Chinese dishes from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. From steak and eggs to wonton soup, it's fast and friendly service 24/7. When you need a quick pick-me-up, you can find it at our state-of-the-art Starbucks just inside the main South Point entrance. Order ahead with the Starbucks app for easy mobile order pickups. Or enjoy your favorites in the relaxing dining area anytime, day or night. If you love Mexican food, Baja Miguel's has all of your south-of-the-border favorites. There are dozens of classics to choose from, like fajitas, ceviche, chimichangas, tacos, and more. And for spirit lovers, Baja's colorful non-smoking tequila bar is right outside.
Hi, I'm Kurt Angle. I represented the United States in the Olympics in 1996 and won a gold medal. Then I parlayed that into a pro wrestling career. I saw a commercial a few years ago.
Tunnel to Towers Foundation made a promise.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation is paying off the mortgages for Gold Star families with young children. I thought, this is really cool. I want to be a part of it. My dad served in the Army for 30 years. We didn't have a lot of money, but he made sure we had what we needed. He set a great example for all of us. But he died in a construction accident my freshman year in high school. When he died, we didn't have any income coming in, and we ended up being forced to move out of our house. I was devastated. So I understand what these families are going through, and to have an organization like Tunnel to Towers come in and pick you up and carry you and give you a home to live in, I think that's just amazing. I'd like to ask you to donate $11 a month to support these efforts by going to t2t.org or calling 1-844-BRAVEST.
Major daytime thoroughbred racing continues at Los Alamitos. It's the Winter Thoroughbred Meet, with live racing continuing through Sunday afternoon. And it's a weekend of stakes events for juveniles, headed by the Los Alamitos Futurity on Saturday. The outstanding multiple Grade 1 winner Journalism won this race last year. And Horse Players, our on-track live money handicapping contest, will also be held on Saturday. Plus the King Glorious on Sunday's closing day program. And the card will feature mandatory payouts on all wagers. Great racing action continues. It's the Los Alamitos Winter Thoroughbred Meet.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the racebooks and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning. All righty, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Race Day Las Vegas radio program, coming to live and direct from the Cowboy and Gaming Central. Not only central, it's the gaming capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. Right here at our studios at the South Point Hotel Casino Complex on Las Vegas Boulevard in the Cowboy and Gaming capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. And, of course, on the South Point streaming network at YouTube. We welcome you to the show. All righty. Well, this is the last day, the last go-round of the National Finals Rodeo. They've been here for 10 straight days of the go-rounds each and every night. Their Super Bowl of rodeos. And, of course, it's been just an absolute pleasure to have the Cowboys here. And, of course, we still have one day to go and a night of partying, I'm sure, here in Las Vegas. But we want to just thank all of the cowboys, the cowgirls, and all of the other people that support the National Finals Rodeo for making it another great super event for Las Vegas, Nevada here for the last 10 days. So we wish you well. That is absolute. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, that today is closing day at Los Alamitos for their brief thoroughbred meet. After today, there will be no Southern California racing until the day after Christmas on December 26th. And we have some more news for you as you listen to us, not only on the streaming, the South Point streaming network at YouTube, but on our local radio station, Sports Talk 1400 AM, 107.1 FM, and all the other platforms and apps that you have for your devices, etc., and podcasting, that today there will be no racing at Aqueduct. It is snowing in New York, bad type snowing in New York, and so Aqueduct has been canceled today. With this cancellation today, since today was going to be the scheduled last day of racing at Aqueduct until the day after Christmas as well. So next week we won't have any racing in Southern California, no racing in the city of New York proper, but we will have Oaklawn, we will have Gulfstream, and we will be here next week for you. But we wrap up Southern California, Los Al, and of course, Aqueduct is canceled today, so that's been wrapped up through yesterday. And so what did happen yesterday at Aqueduct? Well, let's take a look. Yesterday at Aqueduct, Linda Rice and Jose Lezcano got together for their first win together in the first race, paying $4.32. Joel Rosario got his first win for Wesley Ward in the second race, paying $7.54. Manny Franco and Chad Brown got together to win their first race together, paying $13.32. Rosario came back for his second win for George Weaver, paying $15.74 in the fourth race. And then Jose Lezcano and Linda Rice, they got together to win their second race together in the fifth race, paying $8 even. Put them all together, the pick five paid $736.15 for all of that activity. Manny Franco and Chad Brown came back again together to win their second race in the seventh race. That was the Go for Juan Stakes, where Weigh the Risk, the big favorite, won there for Franco and Brown, paying $3.34, outrunning Satiable and Just Catherine, who finished third. And then in the eighth race, Manny Franco and Chad Brown won their third race as a team in the eighth race, paying $3.22. All together, the day of multiples for a lot of trainers and jockeys yesterday at Aqueduct. Pick six paid $4,976.18 yesterday at Aqueduct, and that'll put the capper on it until the day after Christmas. Gulfstream Park Championship Meet. First race winner, John Velasquez gets his first win of the day for Wesley Ward at $3 even, as the big favorite in that race. In the third race, trainer Bobby DeBona got his first win of the day with Edgar Zayas aboard his horse, paying $3.20. And then John Velasquez and Todd Pletcher got together to win the fourth race in the 2-year-old maiden race, paying $3.60. So the favorites continue to hit at a pretty big hot rate at Gulfstream Park. Seventh race, Bobby DeBona came back for his second win, this with Miguel Vasquez, paying $3.80. Brad Cox and Edgard Zayas. Zayas' second win of the day came in the Tropical Park Oaks for 3-year-old fillies on the turf with Destino de Oro, who got up in time to win, paying $9.60, outrunning And One More Time, who finished second. Ramsey Pond finished third. John Velasquez and Todd Pletcher won another one together in the ninth race. That was their second teamed effort, paying $5.60 while giving John Velasquez his third overall win yesterday. And in the 10th race, Junior Alvarado got a win for Angel Rodriguez, paying $8 even, and he came back in the last race, the Tropical Park Derby, with Layabout, who got there in the nick of time. Junior Alvarado's second win of the day, back-to-back. This horse paid $7.40 from a 10-1 morning line. As you know, Jonathan Hardoon and both John Lendo said this horse at 10-1 was not going to be that price. They both liked this horse. They both gave out this horse as their pick on the show. And layabout, thank goodness the wire came just in the nick of time. Tish Dashing was closing fast and firm on the outside, just missed in the photo finish. Tank was third. Layabout 740 for the win there for our handicappers in the Tropical Park Derby yesterday. John Lendo's Lendo Report here in Las Vegas, the Lendo Report covering the last 5 races at Gulfstream Park, suggesting a late pick 5. That late pick 5 hit. Paid $364.45. John Lendo's late pick 5 Lendo Report yesterday here at the South Point. Congratulations to John. Woodbine. Closing day today at Woodbine. It all goes out the door today at Woodbine, but they had the mandatory payout in the jackpot Super High 5 yesterday. And that Super High 5, winning numbers of 7, 4, 8, 6, 9, in that order, with a carryover going into the pick 5 pool of $269,656 and change. It returned $1,216.71 with a $13.30 winner in the Super High 5. Earlier in the day, the La Prévient was won by Hurricane Claire. As Juan Flores aboard for Marty Drexler, Hurricane Claire paid $3.80 as the favorite in the race, outrunning War Painter and Secret Load, who finished third. Fairgrounds Louisiana Champions Day. Champions winner, the Ladies Turf, was won by Rising Inflation, with Isaac Castillo aboard for Jonathan Wong, paying $5.60. The Ladies Sprint was won by Secret Faith, with C.J. McCarron aboard for J.D. Geldner, paying $2.60. The Classic was won by Touch Upon a Star, with Tim Thornton aboard for Jeff Delhomme, paying $2.10 as the big favorite in that one, outrunning Sipping on Gin and Let Mike Figure It Out, who finished third. In the Lassie, the winner there was Little Miss Curlin for Jareth Loveberry and Pat Devereaux Jr., paying $3.60. In the Juvenile, Our Money Man won, and for Axel Concepcion and Brent Calhoun, paying $8.40. And in the Turf, the Louisiana Champions Day Turf, the winner there was All Night Moonlight. Jose Ortiz's second win of the day on the day for Samuel Bro, paying $5 even. And the Sprint was won by Go Sugar, with Mitchell Morrell aboard for Keith Bourgeois, paying $6 even. That the Fairgrounds Louisiana Champions Day winners. And that does it for yesterday for the big races around the country. Now remember, next week, no Aqueduct and no Los Alamitos, but there will be six tracks running on Wednesday, 7 on Thursday. There'll be 9 on Friday and 8 on Saturday to wrap up the week for next week here on the Race Day Show. And again, the Turfway Park that canceled yesterday because of the snowstorm that went through there yesterday, now making its way into New York for Aqueduct. The card yesterday at Turfway was, of course, featured 4 races in the Synthetic Champion Stakes races. The Synthetic Champion Stakes races, 4 of them that total $1 million in purses, have been rescheduled to Sunday, the 21st of December. So those races will run on the 21st of December. All righty. Well, we got our handicappers with us, Jonathan Hardoon, Rich Yang, John Lindo, and Jerry J. And the final day at Los Alamitos means our final day with Bob Mazursky representing Los Alamitos. He'll be with us as well. And, of course, your racing menu with the tracks that are left to run today will be following our first break, and we'll get our first break going right now, reminding you to get to the South Point Streaming Network at YouTube, get to the Race Day page, and on the right-hand side, you'll see the chatters chatting away. You have an opportunity to be a chatter. All you have to do is subscribe. Subscription is free. If you're not already subscribed, it's still free. And then you can jump in and start chatting away on the chat box on this Sunday. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
South Point Casino has plenty of attractions for the whole family. catch a movie. Our 16-screen movie theater includes 2 XD Extreme screens for the ultimate in viewing, sound, and luxury. After the show, treat the family to a variety of treats at our old-fashioned ice cream parlor, Kate's Corner. We scoop up a variety of creamy concoctions, including smoothies, hand-dipped cones, milkshakes, malts, sodas, and sundaes. At Kate's, there's something for everyone. And if you've still got time to spare, our bowling center might be right up your alley. Voted Best of Las Vegas, it's a great place for friends and family fun. 64 lanes, a pro shop, snack bar, and arcade. And while the kids are bowling, you can play slots and sip on a drink in the Alley Cat Lounge while overlooking the lanes. For our more serious and professional bowlers, the South Point is also home to a separate tournament bowling plaza.
Major daytime thoroughbred racing continues at Los Alamitos. It's the Winter Thoroughbred Meet with live racing continuing through Sunday afternoon. And it's a weekend of stakes events for juveniles, headed by the Los Alamitos Futurity on Saturday. The outstanding multiple Grade 1 winner Journalism won this race last year. And horse plays. Our on-track live money handicapping contest will also be held on Saturday. Plus the King Glorious on Sunday's closing day program. And the card will feature mandatory payouts on all wagers. Great racing action continues. It's the Los Alamitos Winter Thoroughbred Meet.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas. I will bet that you were asking when I did the results of yesterday, where the heck is the results from Oaklawn and Los Alamitos? Well, the papers stuck together, but I've got them now, so here we go. Oaklawn Park yesterday. Christian Torres got his first winner in the second race for Brett Creighton, paying $14 even. Torres came back in the third race for his second win of the day, back-to-back there. David Jacobson, the trainer there, paying $12.80. And then Francisco Arrieta, the leading jock from last year at Oaklawn's meet, he got his first win of the day in the fourth race for Wayne Potts, paying $11.20, and then came back in the sixth race for Armando Hernandez and paid $9.40. And then, of course, we get to the eighth race, the featured race, the Ring the Bell Stakes at 6 furlongs. Remember, we were talking about Banishing in the race that comes off a dull effort in the Breeders' Cup Sprint, and Skelly, who has a great record at Oaklawn Park. But when we talked to Jonathan Hardoon and we went over that stakes race, Jonathan said, take the new shooter on the block, and that was Roll On Big Joe. Roll On Big Joe rode on and won. Roll On Big Joe goes gate to wire under Julien Le Peru for Bob Hess Jr. and pays $6.40. Banishing was second. Tejano Twist was third. And Skelly, who has a notorious time of breaking out of the starting gate, broke bad again, was behind horses, and never was a threat in that race. And then, if you want to take a look at the late pick 5 at Oaklawn, what a payoff. You ready? 940, 560, 640, 3340, and the last race paid $67.40. The 50-cent pick 5 at Oaklawn yesterday, $28,176.15. Of course, nobody had the pick 6. 5 out of 6 paid $285.60, and there'll be a carryover today. And finally, Los Alamitos yesterday. Los Alamitos yesterday, really a lot of some middle-priced horses and some favorites. They really kind of mixed it up a little bit yesterday at Los Al. But long story short, we get to the Los Alamitos Futurity. Bob Baffert's got this thing surrounded. Baffert had 3 out of the 6 horses in the Los Alamitos Futurity. He finished first, second, and third. The winner, Litmus Test, Juan Hernandez aboard at 320. Blacksmith finished second. Providence was third. Baffert 1, 2, 3. It was all a Baffert trifecta. And he has now won the Los Alamitos Futurity 15 times, winning with Litmus Test, who finished, if you remember, he finished a nice second in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile in his last race, wins the Los Al Futurity. And then finally, in the last race, when our handicappers keep talking about Horse for course is a big deal at Los Alamitos. It was in the last race yesterday at Los Al. One smoking dude wins, pays $28, and is now 2 for 2 at Los Alamitos. Pick six paid $16,128.40. And that is the wrap-up of all the results yesterday at around the country. All right, now it's time to get started with the racing menu today. And today's racing menu, of course, we remind you the first post times we broadcast on the show each and every day are that of the Pacific time zone. If you're not in it, tweak it from whatever time zone you're in so you don't miss anything like I miss Mom and Dad. As far as the weather is concerned, well, right now here in Las Vegas, we're at 45 degrees. We're going to get up to 69 today. Temperatures around the country are just like they normally are. We'll get to those in just a minute. Do want to remind you that snow is now making its way up in the mid-eastern sector of the country, but it's hitting. It went through Pennsylvania, is now hitting New York and Boston, etc. there. And as far as Miami is concerned, looks like it's pretty good down south there. It looks great in Los Angeles. As a matter of fact, the temperature in Miami will be 79 today. New York is 34 and snowing. Chicago's 13, going to be 13 degrees today. Southern California, 74. Yes, I know you're all waiting. But it ain't Brownsville, Texas today, because it's raining there. The highest temperature in the country is in Tampa Bay, Florida, 78 degrees. Just 1 degree more than Brownsville, Texas with the rain. Okay? So let's get started with your racing menu today. We begin with Laurel Park. Laurel Park has 8 races today, and their first post time at Laurel is set at 9 a.m. 9 a.m. today at Laurel Park with 8 races. Gulfstream Park is next. Gulfstream Park has 9 races as well. Their first post time is 9:20. Gulfstream's Pick 6 jackpot carryover stands at $177,390. $177,390. First post at Gulfstream today for 9 races is at 9:20. Aqueduct has been canceled. Snow at Aqueduct. Racing will resume there the day after Christmas. All right, Woodbine is next. It's closing day at Woodbine. They finally end their meet today. 12 races at Woodbine. The feature race is the Steady Growth Stakes. It'll be the 10th on the card, going 1 mile and 16 for 3-year-olds and up. A field of 9 before scratches. 2-1 favorite there is Paramount Prince with Mr. Munger aboard. Woodbine's closing day mandatory payoff in the Pick 6 jackpot. Remember, the high 5 went yesterday. The Pick 6 jackpot stands at $60,612. Jackpot provision is off. Best tickets will chop up that and all the money bet into the pool today. It's mandatory payoffs for everything today at Woodbine. Their first post time on this closing day is at 10:05 Pacific. Oaklawn Park has 10 races today. Their feature race is the $135,000 Astral Spa Stakes for 2-year-old fillies going 6 furlongs. It's a field of 10 before scratches, and the 5-2 favorite there is Counting Stars with Francisco Arrieta aboard. 10 races today at Oaklawn. Remember, they got a Pick 6 carryover. They call it the Class 6. The Class 6 carryover, $22,375. That at Oaklawn Park today. First post time is at 10:30 at Oaklawn. Fairgrounds has 8 races today, and the Fairgrounds has their regular Pick 6 carryover, not a jackpot, regular Pick 6 carryover, $1,782. And first post time at the Fairgrounds for 8 races is at 10:45. And then we got Los Alamitos. Closing day at Los Al, mandatory payoffs. Everything goes out the door today at Los Alamitos for the closing day of the thoroughbred meet. 10 races. First post time is at 12 high noon. 12 high noon is the special first post for Los Alamitos today. Remember that, 12 noon at Los Al. And the feature race will be the final race of the day and the meet. The 10th race on the card, the King Glorious for 2-year-olds at 1 mile. And in this race, the morning line favorite is Can't Help Myself at 2-1 with Hector Barrios aboard. First post time for the finale is at 12 high noon at Los Al. And then they'll take a little bit of a break, and they'll come back with the nighttime quarter horse program. That has 8 races, 1 quarter horse and thoroughbred mixed breed, 2 thoroughbreds, 5 quarter horse races that include 2 stakes races, the Juvenile in the 4th, and the Los Alamitos Futurity will be the 8th and final race. The purse there, $1,929,825 in the Los Alamitos Futurity for quarter horses tonight at 400 yards for 2-year-olds. And Political Twist is the 2-to-1 favorite in the 10-horse field. First post time tonight at Los Alamitos is set at 5:35. 5:35, first post at Los Alamitos for their quarter horses tonight. Okay, let's go to Jonathan Hardoon. Jonathan, good snowy morning to you.
Good morning, Ralph. One of our chatters just texted me that he's going to contact the mayor of Brownsville, Texas, and have him present you with a key to the city. I just thought that was hilarious.
Well, 9 times out of 10.
Nobody promotes Brownsville, Texas more than Ralph. Nobody.
Well, it's not me, it's the temperature. If the temperature wasn't the highest,
you hear about Brownsville, Texas every single.
If the temperature wasn't, Mother Nature's doing the job for us. If the temperature wasn't the highest in the country, we wouldn't do it. As I said, it wasn't today. It was actually Tampa Bay.
Mentioned them again,
yeah.
But you had to mention them, even though they weren't the highest temperature.
Yeah, we'll open up a track there at Brownsville. You know that.
We should do a road
the
trip.
weather looks great all the time there. I mean, it's why not have a track there? But simulcasting, who cares, right?
Exactly.
In any case, I'll take the key to the city. I'm sure that the city, consists of 2 blocks. But in any case,
300 people probably.
Yeah. In any case, it's closing day at Los Alamitos, and of course, Mother Nature closed down Aqueduct until the day after Christmas as well. But we'll have some racing next week, and we'll cover that with Oak Lawn and Gulfstream Park. But
and fairgrounds and Tampa,
we got other tracks. We'll find winners somewhere, that's for sure. And I want to remind everybody that that today is closing day at Los Alamitos, and taking a look at this meet, the way it's gone, your impressions.
It was okay. It was a typical meet. It's short. It's only 6 racing days. And the good thing is it's good for the little guys, Ralph, that don't get to compete with the big shots all year round. It's their opportunity, to win some purses there. They're nice. They're cheaper horses. There's no question about it, but they have to survive too. So, you have the outfits that don't win at Delmore, don't win at Santa Anita, and point for these short meets, and they take advantage of them. Look at Marcia Storts, the trainer. She doesn't win many races. She won a couple of races the last Los Al meet, and she's won a couple of races at this Los Al meet. So for smaller barns, this is ideal.
And this kind of plays right into the MO of a lot of racetracks like Sunland Park, etc. When they have the big days of racing and the big races and all that, the big guys show up, as Pat Baffert did with the Futurity, runs 1, 2, 3. But yet the meets overall do exactly what you say it does. It keeps the good old hardworking people behind the scenes and the people that are the backbone of the major of racing around the country in business. And so it was.
Yeah, and where would Southern California be without Los Alamitos? I mean, there's only basically 2 tracks now, so you need something else. That's going to be the problem with New York. When they close Aqueduct, they're either going to just be at Belmont or Saratoga. Belmont's obviously a new track, and Saratoga attracts a lot of people. But it's tough when you're dealing with less and less tracks every day.
Well, wait a minute. I'm going to stand up in the vein of Brownsville, Texas, folks, and say there is racing at Finger Lakes,
Yes, there is.
Okay.
But they're closed for the rest of the year, too. They only run a few months a year.
In any case, Los Al is always interesting. And I got to tell you, the ownership of that racetrack stands behind, yes, exactly. Stands behind the Horsemen 110%. When they went to close down Hollywood Park, and they were really scrambling for barn area stuff and all that, and another track to run thoroughbreds, Doc Allred expanded the track at Los Al to make it possible for thoroughbred racing there. And he also, did the barn area so people would have a place to train and stable at,
right.
Outside of Los Alamitos and San Luis Rey. He really stepped up to the plate. And I don't know about you, but I think that, the California Horse Racing Board should recognize his dedication.
Absolutely.
His dedication to the horsemen.
He's a hero.
His dedication to the horsemen, correct. and they should give them more racing days for thoroughbreds. That's my opinion.
I agree.
Okay. Well, now that we settled that, we're just rolling along here. We take care of Los Alamitos and Brownville, Texas, and now let's take care of the players with some picks.
Okay, let's go to Gulfstream. Look at race number 9. It's a mile on the main track, and I like a price horse in here, Ralph. Number 5, Swashbuckle. This is a 7-year-old gelding from the Javier Negrete barn. Edgar Perez aboard to ride. Here's the interesting thing about this horse. He's 2 for 2 at a mile. He goes back to a mile today, cuts back to a mile today after going a mile and a 16th in his last 2 races. His last 2 races that were run at a mile, he's won both of them. He's listed at 10-1 on the morning line. Number 5, Swashbuckle, upsets and wins today's 9th race out at Gulfstream Park.
All right, the 9th race at Gulfstream, you like the 5, Swashbuckle. A nice 10-1 on the morning line. I hope we can keep that price anyhow. In any case, in this race, number 4, Vigano is scratched. Number 4, Vigano is out of that race. So you like the 5, Swashbuckle.
Well, he was 30-1. He was 30-1, so it didn't really make a difference.
Well,
he's scratched.
But he's a scratch. All right, so 9th race, the 5 horse at Gulfstream, and then we'll get a swan song pick at Los Alamitos.
Second race today, Ralph. I like the number 5 horse in here, Zombo Bombo, however you pronounce it. He's the number 5 horse. Steve Knapp having another solid meet here. Ayuso aboard to ride, 6-1 on the morning line. Number 5, Zombo Bombo wins today's second race out at Los Alamitos.
What is with the name of these horses that you're picking?
What do you want?
Second race, number 5, Zombo Bombo. The 5 in the second race at Los Alamitos is your pick with Ayuso aboard at 6-1. All righty, and that just about does it. Unless you have a little soapbox you want to tease for Wednesday, we'll let you start shoveling snow.
No, tonight is the first night of Hanukkah, so everybody's celebrating. Happy Hanukkah to you.
Yes, I want to make mention of the fact that not only that you have a happy Hanukkah out there for all our Jewish friends, and just be safe and careful out there in your celebrations. And you know what I'm talking about, Jonathan. So we'll just
Amen, Ralph.
We will leave it at that, and thank you, and have a start your happy holiday. But
See you Wednesday.
But before you do that tonight, get the shovel out and start shoveling snow.
Very soon.
Bye.
Thanks, Ralph.
All righty. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Thank you, buddy.
There are many families that need your help. I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I'm asking you to support the Tunnel to Towers Foundation in their efforts to deliver mortgage-free homes to catastrophically injured service members, Gold Star, and fallen first responders families with young children, as well as eradicating homelessness amongst our veterans.
Everybody knows where the money's going, every single dollar. God bless you.
Please contribute $11 a month to support their efforts by visiting t2t.org.
Are you ready to lock in your bets and cash in on the games this weekend? Get weekly football winners from Alex White, Chris Andrews, and Vinny Malulo.
I did take the dog 3.5.
I'm going to stay with the culture. That's definitely going to be one of my plays.
If the Bears have turned the corner, they have to take care of business in this game.
Yes.
Tune in for behind-the-book perspectives you won't find anywhere else.
Well, if you're looking to bet the under, you're going to get a better number.
The wise guys are certainly not going to play the favorites.
I know if it hits 7, don't blink. Maybe that's what bettors are waiting for.
Every NFL matchup, every college game that matters, the spreads, the stats, and the smart money plays.
Is there a way to bet against both teams?
Get your winning edge with Football Frenzy, streaming on YouTube every Friday at noon Pacific.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas. Update for Gulfstream Park. There will be no turf racing today at Gulfstream Park, so take the 2nd, the 6th, and the 8th races off of the turf at Gulfstream. Gulfstream, no turf today. There, those 3 races. Again, the 2nd, 6th, and 8th off the turf. All right, now let's get to Rich Eng standing by. Richie, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ralphie. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, listeners.
All right, my man. Well, we've got some NFL today, and all I got to say is we're getting into crunch time with the NFL. Some teams are already mathematically out of the playoff system, and some are not. What do you got up for us today at the NFL?
Yeah, on Thursday we played one of those teams that was mathematically eliminated, the Atlanta Falcons, and they played with a high level of professionalism to upset Tampa Bay on the road. So that was a winner. And we had Army last night. If you bet Navy, the only lead you had in the game to cover was 7-0 at the start of the game. Army was, I thought Army was the better team throughout, but they ended up losing by a point, 17-16. I'm going to give out two NFL games, Ralph. One
Oh,
for
all
today
right.
and one for tomorrow. So let's see if we can go 4-0 this week. The game for today is rotation number 461, 462. The Cleveland Browns at the Chicago Bears. The Bears are favored by 7.5, but in all honesty, transparency, I bought the half point down to 7 because I'm not going to get Pete Carroll again on the hook. So I got the Bears in my pocket at -7. But the game's going to be in very, very cold weather in Soldier Field, Chicago, and the Browns' defense has had. They're showing some signs of fatigue. I think they're really getting run over by some teams the last few weeks. So let's go with the Bears -7 in that game, and then I do like the Monday night.
Hold on a second, though. The most of the people, if they don't want to buy down the half point, will take the Bears at 7.5. Then, right?
That is correct.
Okay.
The line out there is 7.5.
All right.
Personally, I bought the half point because I don't want Pete Carroll to kick a field goal at the buzzer.
Fully understand. Okay.
Monday Night Football is a really interesting game. I heard this on another station, Ralph, and the fact that teams that have played the New York Jets this year, the next week, their record is 1-11 against the spread. And, the only reason there's 12 games and not 14 listed is that the Jets had a bye one week, and one of the teams that played the Jets had a bye the next week. So it's based on 12 games. But the teams that played the Jets this year are 1-11 against the spread. Well, the Miami Dolphins were the team that played the Jets last week, so I'm going to go the other way. Let's go with the Pittsburgh Steelers -3, who might have played their best game of the season last week when they upset the Baltimore Ravens to take the division lead. Steelers control their own destiny if they win out. Pittsburgh on Monday Night Football -3.
All right. Today, the Bears -7.5. Tomorrow, the Steelers -3 for all the reasons that Richie just alluded to. Richie, time to get a pick at Los Alamitos.
The very last race of the meet, race 10, is the King Glorious. I'm going to go with the chalk route. Number 3, Can't Help Myself. The 3 horses 2-1 in the morning line. Hector Barrios gets the mount back for John Sadler. This horse consistently good speed figures, especially facing Calbreds. Hector Barrios back for Sadler riding this horse. Can't Help Myself. 3 in the 10th.
All right. The 10th and final race of the day, the last race of the meet, and the feature race, the King Glorious. You like number 3, Can't Help Myself, with Hector Barrios, the 3 and the 10th. Don't forget, Richie's got selections for all the earlier 9 races on the card right now at the RacedayLasVegas.com websites. All right. Thanks a lot, Rich. Thanks for the Monday night pick, too, and we'll talk to you on Wednesday.
Hey, Rob, before I sign out, you asked me to remind you about a friend of ours, Herb McRoy.
Absolutely.
Who's having a memorial on Wednesday. I gave Sean the graphic. I don't know if he could squeeze it all, but Herb McRoy, who's well known to horse players here in Las Vegas, he died during the summer, and he has a memorial on Wednesday at 2:00 at the VA cemetery in Boulder City. But we'll talk about it again on Wednesday, too.
And that is, by the way, our VA cemetery here in Las Vegas is in Boulder City, and that's where Herb has laid to rest. Good thoughts there, Richie. And, of course, when you told me about that, I told you, if I forget, remind me. So you did. And thanks a lot for doing that. Thanks a lot, Rich.
Yeah, we'll talk about it again on Wednesday.
You got it.
Thank you, Ralph.
You got it,
Good
man.
luck, everybody.
All right, you got it. Now let's go to Mr. Bob Mazurski standing by. I guess this will be the last time we see Bob for this year. So good morning, Bob.
Good morning, Ralph. Yeah, last day of the meet. Looking forward to it today.
Well, Bob Baffert, he not only won the futurity, he decided to take down the trifecta.
Yes, he did. They all, the first 2 ran very well. Litmus test, Bob thinks and Juan Hernandez thinks that horse is going to be better going longer. And for what it's worth, he did run faster winning this year than journalism did last year, and we all know what journalism became.
Yeah.
So, that's an encouraging sign. And then Blacksmith, the maiden, Bob thought he would improve going long, and he was right. The horse ran very well, got beat a little more than a length, and then Providence set the pace, got a little tired late. So, yeah, they're all promising two-year-olds, but what else is new that Bob Baffert has promising two-year-olds?
The thing about Los Alamitos, the thoroughbred meet that I was talking about with Jonathan Ardoon, it's a meet not only that gives all the little guys a chance to win money, at this meet, but it also, is a place where you can showcase some of the stars of the future, as Bob has done with races like the Los Alamitos Futurity and the Starlet.
Oh, absolutely. This meet, the winter meet is always the highlights. The two-year-olds are the highlights. All 4 stakes races are for two-year-olds. We have, the Starlet and the Futurity, and then we have the two-year-old races for California bred horses. We had the Soviet Problem last week, and then we have the King Glorious today. So those are 2 races that were holdovers from Hollywood Park. So yeah, this is the meet that showcases the future.
Well, now going into the final day, what are we looking at? What jockeys need to keep winning to get the title?
Well, Armando Ayuso has 6 wins right now, and he's 1 ahead of Juan Hernandez, who has 5, and then Kazushi Kimura, who's won both meets he's been here. He shared the title in September in the county fair meet in June. He won that meet, so he's right behind them with 4. As far as the trainers go, it's Baffert and O'Neill. They're both tied for 4, but Doug's probably going to win because he has horses in 6 races today, and Bob has nothing entered today. So it's going to be O'Neill. Again, he's had a very solid meet. And like I said, the jockey race could go any one of those 3 because they all have mounts on today's card.
Well, Bob, your pick for us yesterday, it looked like he was on his way to win, but he got nailed right in the shadow of the finish line. So we'll put that in the win and place column there, and get a winner for this closing day from you at Los Al.
I'm going to go to the 4th race. It's one of those rare 7 furlong races we run here. I like 7 furlong races at this track, but we don't run them a lot because they don't often fill. This one happened to fill. I like number 4, Code Duello. It's a horse that's had a lot of success at night, but he's also won in the afternoon. I think he's going to make the lead in this spot. He can be very tough to catch. He was in one of those tough races at night last time, the 1,000-yard race. I thought he ran well. He got beat as the favorite, but he ran well. And I think he could be the controlling speed and possibly go all the way. He's got Edgar Payeras aboard, who had a pair of winners yesterday and rides this track well both in day and at night. So number 4 in race 4, Code Duello.
Well, Code Duello, as you say, won both at night and in the daytime at Los Alamitos, and that key handicapping element that's different at Los Alamitos than a lot of other racetracks, the horse for course angle, that produced a $28 winner yesterday in the last race. And so this horse fits that mold as well, right?
We hope so. Yeah, that's the key. I mean, like I said, I just like the fact that it's a small field. The race came up relatively short on pace, and if he can handle the 7/8, which I think he will, he'll be tough to catch.
Now, when they start 7 furlong races at Los Al, where's the starting gate placed?
It's way back in the chute, on the backside. So, yeah, it's a long run to the turn and, of course, then the long stretch. So we'll see how he does. But it's a race like I said, we don't run it very often, but I like when we do. And I told the racing secretary that. He said, I try to get more of them, but, if they don't fill, they don't fill.
Well, we'll have a lot of fun watching that race today. In the 4th race, you like the 4, Code Duello, the 4 in the 4th. And again, Bob, I can't thank you enough for, being our Los Alamitos reporter there at Los Alamitos. And, of course, all of your handicapping all over the place in Southern California. And, again, you are always welcome to join us anytime you want to on the Race Day Show. And if you happen not to be with us before the holidays, we want to wish you and your family a very happy, safe, and prosperous New Year and a happy holiday.
Thank you so much, Ralph. Same to you and same to everybody that's watching or listening. Happy holidays, and hope 2026 goes well for everyone.
Yes, certainly. Safe and happy, that's for sure. Thanks a lot, Bob, and we'll talk to you down the road.
All right. Takes care, Ralph. See you soon, hopefully. Bye-bye.
All right, you got it. And we're going to take our final break. When we come back, John and Jerry, don't go away.
South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun and let your stress melt away in our lagoon-style Paradise swimming pool. A relaxing getaway where you can bask in the desert sun and enjoy seasonal food and bar service poolside. And if you really want to escape, come to Spa Costa del Sur. From couple suites to a co-ed wet area, our spa caters to business and leisure travelers who want to unwind and elevate their senses. A visit to one of our spa's steam, sauna, or whirlpool treatment rooms will leave any guest feeling like they can take on the world.
Major daytime thoroughbred racing continues at Los Alamitos. It's the Winter Thoroughbred Meet, with live racing continuing through Sunday afternoon. And it's a weekend of stakes events for juveniles, headed by the Los Alamitos Futurity on Saturday. The outstanding multiple Grade 1 winner Journalism won this race last year. And horse plays. Our on-track live money handicapping contest will also be held on Saturday. Plus the King Glorious on Sunday's closing day program. And the card will feature mandatory payouts on all wagers. Great racing action continues. It's the Los Alamitos Winter Thoroughbred Meet.
The Race Day Las Vegas Show, the only exclusive daily local media racing information source in Las Vegas.
Alrighty, putting a wrap on this week's Race Day shows on this Sunday. We now go out to Southern California, where John Lindo is standing by. John, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Congratulations. That Gulfstream Park late pick 5 sheet that was out here today produced a nice payoff in the late pick 5 at Gulfstream, and they didn't have to spend a lot of money to get it, buddy.
No, after scratches, it was a $20 ticket, and I thought the payoff was a little underlaid at $345, I think it was, but it's a nice profit, so we'll take it.
Yes, absolutely. And of course, the horse that you and Jonathan liked in the Tampa Bay, the Tropical Park Derby, got bet down from 10 to 1. Thank goodness the late money came in on the 7. Otherwise, he'd have wound up being the favorite.
He just got bet, and it was getting dark out there. I was having trouble watching him run, but he hung a nose on the runner-up there, so that worked out pretty well.
Yeah, got there in the nick of time, and that was a good win there at Gulfstream yesterday. Well, we got a high noon first post time at Los Alamitos today. You have a Lindo report, and that's for Los Alamitos today. The Los Alamitos Lindo report is available right now here at the South Point Hotel Casino Racebook, free of charge, exclusively. It's the only place you can get it in Las Vegas is here, and it's free. It covers all 10 races, and of course, a suggested late pick 4 on his sheet as well. And John, your impressions, your thoughts of Los Al as we wind it up today.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a quiet meet out there, but the racing's been good. And like you had mentioned earlier, I support anything Dr. Allred does. He's done so much for the business. Whatever we can do, we should support the man, with all the stalls he built and changing his track on behalf of the thoroughbred industry. And he keeps the quarter horse business going. So this is a guy and he doesn't get the best racing dates, but he doesn't complain. He just does it because he loves the business. So, hats off to him. And, that's why I play it every day. I need to support a guy that supports our industry like that.
No question about it. And in my opinion, the California Horse Racing Board and California officials, they ought to give him more days and, have a little bit longer meet instead of just these brief meets in between. But that's a subject matter for another show. In any case, the Los Alamitos Futurity, they might as well rename it the Bob Baffert Futurity.
Well, the Starlet and the Futurity have Bob Baffert's initials all over it, and it's been that way a number of years. And he breaks a lot and starts a lot of his horses at Los Alamitos, so those horses even have a home course advantage. Not to mention they happen to be pretty expensive babies.
Yes, they are. They're in the high rent district. That's an absolute. John, looking at today's races, what about the King Glorious for the Calbreds?
It's a good race in that it's a 2-turn mile, and a lot of these 2-year-olds and their Calbreds haven't had that experience. You do have a recent maiden winner, Moving Saturday, stepping into stakes ranks, but Rich Yang's horse, Can't Help Myself. I thought he really improved in the Golden State Juvenile, taken off the pace that day. He's had tactical speed. He really finished well, and I think he's going to love the mile. Hector Barrios for John Sadler. That's always a good combination. To me, Can't Help Myself, definitely the one to beat. But the mile is the one question mark for a lot of the horses today in the King Glorious.
And, of course, the mile race is a 2-turn race at Los Alamitos, even with the circumference that they built out. But the 7-furlong race, as Bob alluded to, is a long, elongated run down the backstretch that turn and then another elongated run to the home stretch. So it'll be fun, I should say, to watch that race today. Where are we going with the pick?
I'm going to go to race number 9 today at Los Alamitos. In the 9th race, I thought number 5, Old Timer, debuted under the lights at Los Al, missed the break, and gradually picked it up and galloped out in front. He does not look like one of those 1,000 yards or half-mile horses under the lights. He looks like a horse that would be better going longer in the daytime. He gets that chance today. I think he'll improve off of that first-time start. Drops in for a claiming tag, 5-1. He might get overlooked coming from the nighttime races. Number 5, Old Timer, race number 9, Los Alamitos.
All right, number 5, Old Timer. I like the name of that horse. Number 5, with Armando Ayuso, which is battling for the lead in the jockey standings, I guess. In the 9th race, the 5, Old Timer, gets a new time win tonight, hopefully, today at Los Al in the 9th race. The 5 is John's play in the 9th there. John, you have, of course, the Linda Report available right now for today at Los Alamitos. But with Southern California racing, there's no racing in Southern California next week. What's the plans for the Linda Report?
Yeah, I'm going to do a little bit of a limited schedule with the holidays coming up. So I looked, and I wasn't impressed with the Gulfstream Park weekday cards last week. I like what I've seen from Oaklawn Park the last couple of days. I'll do the late pick 5 at Oaklawn next Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Get a feel for that racing down there in Arkansas on the dirt. And if it rains, it doesn't matter. That dirt course handles it just fine.
Okay, and you'll be with us on Wednesday to talk a little bit about what's going to come up at Southern California, day after Christmas at Santa Anita. Maybe we could just start, debating a little bit of who's going to win the Eclipse Awards as well. But in the meantime, you have a great Sunday out there in Southern California, and we'll talk to you on Wednesday.
You got it, Ralph. Good luck today.
All right, Jerry Jackowitz with his Giants cap on today, and Jerry's going to be pulling for the Giants, no doubt about that.
I got Raiders on.
And your Raiders shirt. I don't even want to ask you what's underneath there, so whatever the case may be, that's fine. But in any case, you did a lot of work for nothing at Aqueduct. They snowed out.
Yeah, one of those things. I'm from the day and age where they never canceled at Aqueduct.
I know.
I have a few memories of being on the finish line in the winter, and the snow coming down so hard that as the horses went by, you could barely see their outline. And
Yeah.
They ran the races.
I know. I remember that as well. And I remember the famous saying from the announcers during when it was snowing out in the races. They'd say, "Dashing through the snow." During the holiday season. Okay. We've got Jerry J's Power Page for Los Alamitos. I want to remind everybody, by the way, Jerry, the last race winner at $28 at Los Al was a pop-out key on your sheet, and you also had a star winner earlier in the card as well. So keep that in mind, folks.
It's a great handicapping assistant, I tell you.
Certainly is. Where are we going today?
Well, let's go to the 6th race, Ralph, at Los Alamitos. There was 2 horses I was really interested in, the 4-horse and the 5-horse. The 4-horse, Tequila Therapy, was at 6-1 for O'Neill, and the 5-horse is at 3-1 for Hector Palma. I ended up going with the 5-horse for this play, even though he's a little lower price, because of the one race he ran at Los Alamitos on this card on December of last year, which was so fantastic. He just ran really well. So I want to take a shot with him. He's doing something he's never done before, hasn't done in a long time, and that is go 2 turns. So we'll give this, 6.5. It's just the right distance. Anyway, let's take the 5, Wish They All Could Be.
Yes.
Over the 2, 4, 7, 8, reverse 2, 4, 7, 8 over the 5, and then come back and play 5, 4, 4, 5.
Okay. Kind of figured you'd do that. All right, in the 6th race, the 5, Wish They All Could Be. The 5 over 2, 4, 7, and 8. 5 over 2, 4, 7, and 8 in reverse, and then another 4, 5, 5, 4. And you're applying the same thoughts that you did with the pop-out key in the last race yesterday at $28, a horse for course type of horse. And this horse fits that mold as well.
Sure.
Okay, good enough. Power Pages, JerryJ'sPowerPage.com. He's got the pop-out keys, the stars, and all that stuff right now at his website, JerryJ'sPowerPage.com, for today at Los Alamitos. We wrap up this Sunday show saying goodbye to the Cowboys. We'd love having you here And we'll talk to everybody back here on Wednesday. Say it quickly, Jerry, quickly.
Have a great race day, everybody.